Well, good afternoon. My name is Ian Keitani, and this is Weekend at 1. And indeed, it is the eve of the 63rd edition of Madaraka Day celebrations. And for the first time in Kenya's history, the national event will be held in the northern county of Wajir, a region that many argue has endured decades of marginalization. Now, 16 years since the introduction of the devolved system of government, Wajir has witnessed massive development. This includes the construction of the 10,000 Wajir Stadium seater in a record 4 months. This is the very same Wajir that we now cross over and join our very own Grace Nganga, who has pitched camp at that particular county ahead of the unprecedented national celebrations. Over to you, Grace, and your team.
A very good afternoon to you, Ian. I'm no longer called Grace Nganga, I'm now called Nasra, which I understand it means blessings. And rightfully said there, we are here live at the Wajir Stadium for the 56th Madaraka Day celebrations. And this thematic, the theme of this particular year is education and sustainability. And I'm not alone, I'm joined by the Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Bigos, as well as the PS for Education, Bitok. And we just want to understand perhaps the Karibu Sana Kwanza ktnnews. This theme in particular is about education. What was the importance of having or centering our theme around education?
Now, you know that this is the 63rd Madaraka Day celebrations, which is taking place here in Wajir for the first time since independence. And this year's Madaraka Day's theme is on education, skills, and the future. As you very well know, this particular administration, the Dr. William Samuel Ruto's administration, has made education a pillar in the programs of government. That's why we've been able to raise the budget for the education sector from 502 billion in 2022 to the proposed 767 billion for the financial year 2026-2027. Education is one of the most important aspects of any country, because without the proper capital development of our youth, of our children, of our learners, of our graduates, we cannot progress further. So it is because education is so critical. It's an equalizer. It's the most important aspect. It's the most important particular sort of legacy that you can give to the youth of any country. That's why it is critical, and it is important that it was seen fit to have this year's theme being the theme around education. So we've had a great week. We had a conference leading to today and tomorrow that started on the 28th of this month. That's last week. On the first day, we dealt with issues related to the basic education. On the second day, we dealt with issues related to the TVET sector. And yesterday, we dealt with issues relating to higher education. So it is all encompassing, all the way from our pre-primary, all the way to university. It's a comprehensive education sector week, and it was completed successfully yesterday. Today, we are here to just confirm that the rehearsals by the young ones are being done properly so that they are ready for tomorrow's big day, which is a great day for the people of Wajir and the people of Kenya.
You rightly talked about equality in terms of education. What steps has the government made to ensure that education matters are equal towards any and every student across the country?
You know, what has happened is for a long time, places like these northeastern areas were looked at as areas that are difficult to have the infrastructure, to have staffing, to have the right kind of materials reaching it on time. In fact, it is said that these are hard to reach areas or hard to staff areas in this particular area. So what has happened is that as a ministry, we have put in place policies that we ensure that across the board, if, for example, it is teachers, they are sent across the country, and where, for instance, there might be challenges relating to areas of difficulty, they get supported through hardship allowance and facilities such as that, so that across the country we are able to ensure that all our children are supported equally. All our learners are supported equally, and all our teachers who are working in these areas are supported across the board with the necessary infrastructure, with the necessary equipment to allow them to be able to do their jobs well.
All right, now that we are in Wajir County, on our way here, we are of course looking around at different schools, and some of them are not really in perfect shape for learners. I'm sure maybe when you go around, you also check that as well. What does the government plan to intend on doing on such northeastern central schools?
We are undertaking some affirmative action for areas such as this, and including ensuring that we do programs, including ensuring that we have schools, for example, affordable boarding facilities in this area, so that the children of this area can be able to access education. And as a government, we do not want any area of our country or any child from particular areas not to benefit like any other child in those areas. So in terms of ensuring that we have facilities to ensure the students are in school, we, for example, provide policies including, for example, school feeding, so that we are able to feed the children in schools. They are able to retain them in school, and ensuring that they benefit just like any other child across the country. So there are programs that we have put in place: affirmative action, school feeding, ensuring that hardship allowance is paid on time, things like that, to ensure that the children get the benefit they require from these institutions.
Finally, when you talk about technology and education, when we rope in CBC, and when you come to regions like this in the northeastern region, what is the government particularly doing in terms of CBC and technology and education?
In terms of technology, we are, as we speak, rolling out a new program that we are calling Chemist, in which each and every institution in the country would plug in and would be utilizing that system to ensure that in terms of technology, each and every section of the country is included. So in areas such as this, we are working towards ensuring that we provide, for example, internet through perhaps Starlink and other connectivity. We are providing facilities in terms of equipment, the digital boards that we've already ordered and that will be distributed across the country, including schools in the north, to ensure that our children get access to that technology, so that they are not disadvantaged when they reach the places of looking for employment. They are not disadvantaged as against other students from other areas of the country. So we are working towards ensuring that we have an all-inclusive policy system that encompasses all our kids across the country.
All right, thank you so much, CS, for your time. Tomorrow is a big day, and we're wishing your ministry all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. Education Cabinet Secretary there, because Ogamba just telling us why this thematic issue is very important in regards to education and the country. He's still around, and we're going to be getting a glimpse of him later on for our subsequent bulletins right here on KTN. Elsewhere, Interior PS Raymond Omolo is currently addressing the residents of Wajir in terms of security ahead of tomorrow's 56th Madaraka Day celebrations. Let us cross over and listen in.
So the stadium will host 10,000 members of the public. The celebrations will start early in the morning. First of all, given the place where we are in, the weather, it's a bit hot. So we expect everybody to be seated by 7 a.m. in the morning. With His Excellency, the President expected to come into the stadium soon after. And the plan is we want the celebrations to be done by around midday, because people have to break for midday prayers, but also then there are other programs that are lined up for the rest of the day.
Yes, there are massive projects that you're doing here. I don't know, what is the collaboration with the government? Because like the stadium is also finished. How are you completing that cost?
So there are components of the stadium that have not been finished. The expectation is that the team that is responsible under the supervision of KDF will be able to finish that within a month from tomorrow after the celebrations. And yes, we have had good collaboration with the county government. We've had to even move people from around the stadium. If you notice, even the ring road that is around the stadium, if you were here a month ago, what you see today is different, and that has been made possible because of that close relationship with the county government. There are issues around water, the reticulation. We've sunk a borehole, to support the operations at the stadium. But again, we've also made it possible for the community to be able to access the same water, working closely with the county government. There are other issues that the county government is responsible for that we have also been able to work collaboratively with them. So the issues of the roads within the town, there are those that the county had initially done. We have been able to support in improving them in terms of how they look, but also we've been able to do new tarmac. Actually, within the town, more than 25 kilometers of tarmac has been done over the last 2 months as part of preparation for these celebrations. You realize the celebrations ends tomorrow, but the roads remain, the stadium remain. If you were here 2-3 months ago, that was a greenfield. It was pure dust with a lot of sand. Today, that has completely changed. So in terms of what is outstanding is the roofing for the stadium, which is at about 60% done. We'll have to do the running track, the tartan, which will be installed soon after the celebrations. And this will be for the good of the people of Wajir, who also love football and sports generally. Thank you.
All right, and still on the 63rd Madaraka Day celebrations, preparations are in top gear for this year's 63rd Madaraka Day celebrations set to be held here in Wajir County. Now, Northeastern Regional Commissioner John Othiambo has assured residents that security has been beefed up to ensure that the event is successful. He also added that all arrangements are progressing well and urged members of the public to attend in large numbers tomorrow's particular event that is set to kickstart at 8 a.m. where President William Ruto is expected to be at this particular stadium from as early as 8 a.m. Let's listen in.
The annual celebrations reflect on the liberation from colonial establishing a clear path towards a better future, part of which we are living today. Successive governments have strived to keep the independence embers glowing as they sought to fulfill the aspirations of our forefathers. And currently, the resolve is anchored in the Vision 2030, from which the government drives its bottom-up economic transformation agenda, the better. The decision to regionalize the national events, save for Jamhuri Day that is marked in Nairobi, was reached back in the year 2016 with the aim of incorporating all regions into the national pride to give them the sense of belonging. Wajir County marks the honor of hosting the 17th regional event tomorrow as we review the achievements gained, particularly from the national government under the Kenya Kwanza administration. With 4 months left to the administration, 4 years in office.
All right, and still on that beat, as preparations continue for the 63rd Madaraka Day celebrations, local leaders have maintained their appreciation to the president for selecting Wajir to host this year's national celebration. Elders Member of Parliament Aidan Kanan said the decision is great honor and a significant opportunity for the people of the wider northeastern region. He urged Wajir residents to turn out, of course, in large numbers as they take part in this historic event while showcasing the county's hospitality and love. Let's listen in.
Shukuru Mheshimiwa Rais kwa kuitikia mwito wetu kama viongozi wa kaunti ya Wajir. Kwa hakika tangu nchi yetu imepata uhuru, kuna mambo fulani tuliwahi kufikiria haitawezekana katika sehemu hii ya wafugaji. Lakini kwa amri ya Mwenyezi Mungu na pia kwa serikali yetu kiongozwa na Mheshimiwa William Ruto tumeona mabadiliko. Ni mwaka jana tu ulikuwa hapa ukatoa zile shuruti ambayo ilikuwa inatunyima haki kama Wakenya sawa na hawa Wakenya wengine. Tunaona mjengo maridadi ya Wajir Stadium, hii ni historia. Naona watu wameanza kufika hapa kama watalii. Naona wanafunzi wanafurahi, naona wakaji wanafurahi, sisi viongozi pia tunafurahi. na ningependa niseme tunasema asante kwa sababu wakati historia ya nchi yetu itaandikwa, itaingia kwa historia sira ya nchi yetu, itaingia kwa historia ya wakati wako ukiwa rais, na tunasema asante.
63 years later, and for sure it is a historic moment, not only for the residents of Wajir, but also for the residents of Northern Eastern region as a whole. That's it for us here on this side of Wajir County. I want us to now cross over to Ian Keitany back in Nairobi. Ian, over to you.
Pretty much, she says she is now named Nasra. I'm hoping by the time we do the primetime edition of Checkpoint this evening, she'll be able to at least tell us something in the local dialect. For now, we take a brief breath. We'll be back with more. Do stay with us.